Hi, welcome to this African Perspective. Thank you for stopping by. Rent just keeps going up higher and higher and higher than usual. And I know that you wish that your paycheck is actually going up as much as the rent is going up. But yeah, we're going to be checking out this video and see people's complaints and like people actually share their experiences on with the rent and some stuff, what is going on with the landlords, like why they're making the rent so high, and it's just ridiculous because nothing is changing in that apartment. It's just consistently just price gouging on the rent. But before we get right into this video and check it out, make sure you please click the like button. It really helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. And also subscribe to the channel if you're watching me for the very first time. Let's get right into it. Are you taking these too?
Now let's be real, most of us are a paycheck or two away from eviction ourselves. Most of us do not have a savings like we're supposed to. Most of us do not have a nest egg, and if you lose your job, you get sick, something happens, you may be facing eviction. So for this professional to be online posting themselves with their coworker, gleefully picking over the personal items of someone who just faced like a huge financial tragedy is really, really disgusting to me. But this is one of the reasons why DC's laws are the way that they are. And I see a lot of landlords really complain and be really frustrated about DC's laws. And I get it to an extent, but I also understand why they are this way. Because you look at states like wherever this occurred, I think it was in Florida, and you have people who are being treated with no dignity just because they lost their housing. With the economy the way that it is, I would love to see everyone just be more kind to each other and be more empathetic, because it really could happen to any of us.
I'll tell you one thing though, the rent is out of control. The rent is out of. Let me tell you something. A one bedroom in middle America is $1,400. What the? 15 years ago, that was a mortgage for a nice 4-bedroom home. President Biden has said that he's going to have to put a 5% cap on renting. Something's got to be done. The rent is insane. When you get the rent done, if you have a car payment, groceries, utilities, what is one left with but some shekels and some bread? It wasn't meant to be this way. It was not meant to be this way. Back in the 70s, like I was there. No, but I talked to people from the 70s, older people, obviously. They had just one job, and the wife from this gentleman, he said the wife stayed home. He had a home, 2 to 3 weeks vacation a year. He also had a boat and 2 cars on one person's salary. Now, why can't we go back to that? Huh? 2 to 3 weeks vacation. Now, they don't want to give you that. That's why, some of the government jobs don't pay the most, but a lot of people do government jobs, including myself, for the benefits. People don't want to give you no vacation. Like vacation, you'd be lucky to get a week. A week. Meanwhile, I hear in Europe, they're getting like 2 months vacation in some of these countries. 2 months, 8 weeks. If you're having a baby, you get maternity leave. Now, that's cool. And they don't even frown on it. Like, from what I heard, you like Italy, for example, you tell them you're going to be gone for a week or two from your job. Oh, don't sweat it. We'll see you when you get back. Now, granted, in Italy, you probably can't own a home. Or they don't usually own big homes like here in the U.S. But hell, who's getting a big home right now? Unless they either inherited their wealth, there was a death in the family, or they're just super, super wealthy from their career, or whatever it is they did to make that money. OnlyFans. Whatever. Still, be that as it may, what I said originally stands. The rent is out of control.
When the housing crisis is so bad that instead of moving from your current apartment after they raise the rent, you actually email your landlord if you can withdraw your notice of lease termination and actually just stay here, because raising the rent $250 for a shitty 2-bedroom is more worth it than literally any option out there, and every other option out there will also deny you if you don't have a credit check of over 700 and a full-time paying job where you make like $30 an hour. So I guess we can all die together.
Now, what I'm about to say may piss a lot of landlords off, but I don't really care at all. But I'm gonna read to y'all the qualifications that this person wants for this house. And it ain't an amazing ass house. We're not talking about anything super expensive. The rent, like I said, is $16.95, $40 application fee per adult. They want you to make 3.5 times the rent. Standard, for whatever reason, is 3 times the rent. When majority of Americans don't even make 3 times a $1,600 a month rent. I don't know where people just get up and be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna make this a national standard that people have to make 3 times the rent amount. Majority of people can afford 2 times the rent on a specific basic home like this. But this person is going even further. They don't want you to have 3 times the rent. They want you to have 3.5 times the rent. They want the last 2 years of your W-2s, the last 3 months of your check stub, driver's license or ID, social security card. They want you to make 2 months worth of rent as your security deposit before you even move in, and you have to have a credit score of at least a 670. I'm trying to tell you off the bat, that disqualifies so many people from being able to be in a home that is decent. Let's add that up, why don't we? Off the rip, you have to pay first month's rent, $16.95. You have to pay $40 application fee per adult, and let's just say the standard adult is 2 adults, right? You have to pay, if you have a pet, which majority of people in Houston do have pets, dogs, it's a $250 non-refundable fee per pet. So let's just say you have a pet. We're going to add that up. And then you have to make 2 months of the rent to equal the amount of the security deposit. So that's $16.95 times 2. All right. And on top of that, we're not even talking about your utilities and all the things that you have set up. They want you to have rental insurance before you move in. Standard rental insurance is probably about $25 a month. Let's just say that. Before you can even move into this house, sitting in a savings account somewhere or just idle money, you already got to come off of this amount of money. I don't know at what point we stop being human, though. Even as an investor and a landlord, at what point did we stop being human and we say money trumps everything, including people? I don't get it.
It is crazy that to begin with, the rent is extremely high, and then the requirements that you're having for people, that is the reason why you have a bunch of people who actually, it's not like they cannot afford to pay the monthly rent. They can. Okay, they can try. They can pay those rents every month, but they end up sleeping in their cars. They end up being homeless. What with all these demands that you're asking for? Like, they are not trying to be reasonable to understand what the daily life, the average person, how their income is, how their life, like the requirement is just way ridiculous at this point. Like, it is very ridiculous. Number one, the whole credit check is ridiculous, but it's just like, let's just accept it, like, oh, that's the system. If it's just a few apartments that has this stuff that actually asks for this stuff, then we'll be like, okay, you can just search for other apartments. You just scroll, search for other places, because it's not like that's not the only place that then you can just rent. But the crazy thing is, most of them are actually like that. You're dealing with this with most of them, then where are you going to go and live in? Where?
I'm about to be freaking homeless and I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Hey guys, it's Tazia Sadi. It's been a long time, so I'm here to just kind of give you guys some updates about what's going on, what's new, what's old, the good, the ugly, and even the embarrassing. So as some of you guys may have heard, I am in the process of moving. I have been in this apartment since literally 2020. When I first moved here, it was not that hard to move in here. All I had to do was show her my pay stub, show her that I had a job, show her that I could pay the rent. And at the time I was paying $957. However, as every year went by and I was renewing my lease, my rent was going up 10%, which I understood. And then this year I guess last year I had Mustafa, and now with everything going up, everybody's rent is going up. I asked both of my neighbors on each side, like, how much are you guys paying for rent? And one of them was like $1,850. The other one is like $1,745. And I'm still paying $1,200. So they're ready to like have me moved out, because in reality, they're not making any money off of me. And they're ready to like renovate this whole place, charge the next person that moves here, that $1,800. And with my apartments, I have told them, like, my 2 oldest kids, they don't even stay with me all the time. They are with me week on, week off. That is the parenting plan that I have with their dad. And she was like, at first she was like, well, you can show me the parenting plan and then maybe we can figure that out. So I got the parenting plan, and I gave it to her, and she was like, well, I talked to the higher ups and they just decided that, we're going to end your lease, and because there's just too many people living there, even if it is week on, week off. And I was just absolutely stunned. I was just like, what the hell? Because if I was going to decide to renew my lease, they were going to up my rent from $1,200 to $1,300. And I thought to myself, what's $100 more? Even though that was pushing it, I thought to myself, it's better than just having to move, because there's moving costs, there's deposits, there's first month's rent, last month's rent, all of that I have to do, and the packing and the kids and, work. It was just so much to think about it. I was like, and let me just say to anyone that's not living in the United States and wants to come to the United States, don't. It's horrible. Everyone is suffering. Like, we are just on the verge of homelessness. Like, I am on the verge of homelessness. By the end of this month, I have to be moved out, and I don't even know where I'm gonna go. I have called all the areas around me, even like the most ghetto areas that you could possibly think of, to ask them like how much rent is, and they're talking about 14, 13, 16, and I'm like, I can't afford that. I'm a single mom. I work 2 jobs. I literally cannot afford that. Like, my highest budget right now is $1,200. That's as high as I can go. And to some of you guys, you might be thinking, oh wow, $1,200 is nothing. Well, for me, it is. It's a lot, because like I said, I'm a single mom. I do not get child support. I don't get any financial help from anything. The only thing that I do get is literally food stamps. That's all I get. When you call around here to ask, like, what are the requirements to get into the apartment, it's literally, you must have like a credit score of 600, no lower than. If you have any debt, you have to pay it off before you can even put an application in. And so I had to learn a lot about credit and how credit works, and I had to look into Credit Karma and Experian and see like what accounts I have closed, what I can dispute, and apparently disputing something takes months to even come back. So as of right now, like, I have no idea where I'm gonna go. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I've already started packing. I'm gonna move everything in my storage, and then I don't know. I literally right now, as of right now, I do not have a plan. I do have family members and my best friend and my sisters doing the best that they can to help me. I've even started a GoFundMe page, because it's literally so hard, and it is so scary to think like, am I going to be sleeping in my car by the end of this month? And I know what you guys are thinking, like, oh, well, you have 2 baby daddies. Like, why won't they help you? Come on. They're not going to help me. Now, if they were, our kind, if they were Balkani, if they were foreign, they would help. They'd be like, okay, at the end of the day, she's still my baby mama. She's my mother's children. I'm going to help her, because that's exactly what I would do for them. But they're not like that. I honestly never imagined that I would just be at this point in my life where I'm about to be freaking homeless and I have no idea what I'm going to do. And the most terrifying part is, like, even me working 2 jobs right now, it's still not enough. It's been the hardest month of my life because, like I said, I've been living here for the past 4 years. And I know, like, you guys used to make fun and be like, oh, Section 8. Even getting into a Section 8 right now is hard because I don't live in Section 8. So getting into a Section 8 is like a year and a half. Just waiting list, not to get in, just a freaking waiting list. Same thing with all the apartments. Like, the waiting list is so long. When I talk to them, they're like, oh, we may have an opening in December, we may have an opening in November. I have to be moved out by August. So where am I gonna go from August to December, from August to end of November? I have no idea, because it's so hard to just find a place, period, even if it's temporary. If you live with your parents right now, don't move out. It's really rough out here. I mean, there's adults that I know right now that are having to move in back with their parents. The way that it is right now in America, it's so hard. Just the whole credit score and that alone is insane. Making 3 times the rent is insane because they don't even make the 3 times the rent. But they require us to make 3 times the rent in order to be considered for the application. I did set up a GoFundMe page, and it was the hardest thing that I had to do. I literally had to talk to my best friend. I had to talk to my sisters, and I kept telling them, like, I feel so weird and I feel disgusting and gross and I feel like a failure. And they're just like, no, like, you're a single mom and you need help. And if there's people that can help, then great. Even if it's $5, even if it's $10, just make the GoFundMe account, and you never know what could happen. So I did make the GoFundMe account. I did link it in my bio, and I'm going to link it down here. If you can, that would be wonderful. If not, it's okay. Even kind words will help me. So yeah, I'm sorry the video was so long. But like I said, if you guys have any advice for me, if you guys have any leads, if you guys know any churches that help out single moms, please let me know. It does not have to be money. It could literally be kind words. It could be you guys giving me something that I don't know about. If it could be leads, it could be guidance, whatever. If you guys do want to donate, you can, but like I said, it's absolutely not required. But yeah, thank you guys for always being here for me. Thank you guys for always supporting me. If you could share that link as well. Like I said, you don't have to donate. It is not required. But if you could share it, that would mean the world to me, because this sucks. And like I said, I would not wish this shit on anyone. It's hard. And if you live with your parents, if you have good parents that support you and guide you, don't take them for granted, because being an adult is really hard. Living in America right now is really, really hard. You guys have a great day. Love you.
Put a finger down if you've been Venmoing your landlord for the last year for your rent, your security deposit, all that, and you just found out that you've Venmoed the wrong person for the last 13 months. You've actually never Venmoed your landlord. And that person never told you that you were Venmoing the wrong person, and your landlord never realized that you weren't paying your rent. And so now you've paid $18,508 to a random financial advisor in Ohio who claims that his heroin addict sister has spent all the money, and your landlord wants the money right now. So you have to move out of your apartment within a week so you don't get evicted. And now they're going to file a lawsuit against you for $18,508. We're packing.
To me, like, the landlord not knowing that she has been paying her rent just means that landlord doesn't need the money, to be honest. Like, you don't need the money. For you to have not noticed that, oh, you know, all this month she has been paying, and you did not know that she has been paying, then like, you don't need the money. Because if you need something and something actually means a lot to you, you would notice each and every money that is being sent. Like, whoever pays, oh, this person has paid, this one has paid, oh, paid, this is what I get every every month, this is the amount that I have, and you're noticing that you're not having that, like, something is missing. You will know, like, for sure, if you really care about something and it means so much to you. This just clearly means that the landlord does not need that money. Like, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching this video to the very end. I really appreciate you. Please don't forget to click the like button. It helps with the algorithm, and I appreciate you for doing that. And subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're just watching me for the very first time. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to see what you think about this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.